Hey guys, so I'm going to be talking today about a story in the Bible in Mark 5, verses 24 through 34. And right now I'm going through the New Testament before the start of the new year. It's something that I like to do just to kind of like refresh my heart and go back to the gospel. I heard once that you should never go too long without reading the gospel, because just by reading the Bible, we become more like God. We know more about him, and so we are changed because of it. So something that's really interesting that stuck out to me about this story is the woman. I've read this story several times, but I never really thought about it in this way before. So I'll read you the story. And he went with him, and a great crowd followed him and thronged about him. And there was a woman who had had discharge of blood for 12 years, and who had suffered much under many physicians, and had spent all that she had and was no better, but rather she grew worse. She had heard the reports about Jesus and came up behind him in the crowd and touched his garment. For she said, "If I touch even his garments, I will be made well." And immediately the flow of blood dried up, and she felt in her body that she was healed of her disease. And Jesus, perceiving in himself that power had gone out from him, immediately turned about in the crowd and said, "Who touched my garments?" Now, the amazing thing is Jesus wasn't fully aware, right? Like, he didn't say, "What do you want me to do for you?" kind of thing. Like, this was this woman coming to him with complete and utter boldness. She was fighting her way through the crowd, which I can't imagine what a struggle that must have been, because how do you, think about when you're lost at a party or, at an amusement park. It's really hard to find somebody, especially when you know who you're looking for, let alone some random person that you've only ever even really heard about. But she was determined that Jesus could heal her, and she was determined to get to him. The interesting thing is what Jesus says to her in verse 34. "Daughter, your faith has made you well. Go in peace and be healed of your disease." Not only does he heal her physical ailment, what's going on with her internally, but he heals something within her that is spiritual. I think a lot of our hurts cause us to sin. A lot of our deep-rooted pain and our pride of wanting to be loved and accepted keeps us from God. It keeps us from abiding in him. And in an instant, this woman was told, "Daughter, you are loved and accepted." He's basically telling her that she is his, that he cares for her. What a thing to be said, right? And something else that I wanted to really touch on was no one ever talks about what that woman went through to get to Jesus. We talk about the miracle of him healing her, but we never really talk about what she had to go through to get to there. It says that, she suffered from this disease for 12 years, which is a pretty significant amount of time. And she spent all of this money on stuff to make her better. And I can only imagine her frustration. And all of this was just so that she could get to Jesus, so that she could be healed by him. And in one instant, everything changed. So wherever you may be at, I hope you know that you are loved and you are accepted by God. And it doesn't matter how long you're going through something, all it takes is one moment and one touch from Jesus to make it all new, to make something change. So I hope this is encouraging to you, and I'll see you next time.